Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Nako, I think this is a very basic question that needs to be answered if you want to be a caregiver in Canada. Specifically, kung talagang siguro eligible ka, feeling mo kaya mo maging caregiver, you have the background, but wala kang employer. Okay, kasi meron po nag-email sa akin tungkol dyan, so yun ang ating sasagutin. But in the episode, we will also discuss and clarify once and for all kung sino lang ba talaga ang pwede makakuha ng LAMIA kung ikaw ay isang caregiver. Okay, I think there's a little bit of confusion pala no, tungkol dyan. Of course, ang ating kakausapin. So, nasorpresa pa ba kayo na si Miss G? Miss Geraldine Vallarayil ng GHV Immigration. Hi, Miss G!
Yeah, hi Miss Ina. Salamat uli for inviting me over. Yeah.
Ayan, okay. O, ayan na, yung title natin. Gusto mo maging caregiver, pero wala kang employer. I'm sure this is a very common thing, you know, yung mga nasa Pilipinas. Paano ba ako makakahanap ng employer? Mahanap ba yan sa job bank, sa Indeed? Okay ba lumapit sa recruitment agency? Yung mga ganyang bagay. I will first put up that email that I got. Okay, sinend ko rin ito kay Ms. G kung bakit natin naisip din pag-usapan ito. Yan, okay. Sabi niya dito, yan, napanood ko yung recent vlog niyo about finding an employer with LAMIA. I'm a registered midwife sa Philippines with over 16 years of experience in a government maternity hospital. Interested daw siya mag-apply sa Canada and willing. Either align sa profession niya as a caregiver or nurse assistant. Ang problem ko, hindi ko alam kung saan akong website makakahanap ng legit employer na willing to provide po ng visa sponsorship and with LAMIA. If you can advise me kung saan akong website po makakahanap ng employer, thanks in advance. Marami daw kasing nasa scam and fake account yung mga recruitment agencies online, kaya mas mahirap daw makahanap ng totoong employer. Thank you so much. Sige, hindi natin siya papangalanan, ano. I'll just take this out. Ayan. Miss, this is a common, ano ba, meron bang, actually, okay, sasabihin ko na. Si Miss Jen nagsabi sa akin, meron talagang very common misconception about who can get a LAMIA if you are a caregiver.
Yes. Oo. So yun nga, so yung ating letter sender is looking for an employer to support yung LMI application for her intention of applying or securing a work permit. So yung napag-usapan natin kanina, no? And ang napakarami ko nare-receive ng mga inquiries about that. Nasa labas sila ng Canada, meron silang employer who is willing to support yung LMIA or LMIA. Ano naman po, tawag dito, paki-process naman po ang aking work permit.
Okay.
So, here's the catch. No? Sa caregiver, only those who already hold temporary status, such as kung meron kayong valid work permit or study permit, ang pwedeng mag-transition to an LMIA-supported caregiver work permit.
Oh, alam nyo guys, sa katagal, nawalan ka ng audio ng kote, Miss G. Miss G?
Wala ko.
Ay,
Yes.
okay, you're good.
Yes.
Sa totoo lang, sa ilang beses ko na pinag-usapan itong caregiver, ngayon ko lang din siya nalaman kasi siguro, Miss G, the confusion is from sinasabi na exempt. Yan sa dun sa restrictions sa low-wage LAMIA ang caregiver. Yan, pwede pa rin. Baka dun ang gagaling. Hindi na si stress ng mabuti na ang pwede lang, yes, exempted siya, pwede ka pa rin kumuha ng LAMIA kahit low-wage ka na caregiver. Pero ayun na nga guys, kailangan ikaw ay basically nandito na sa Canada, temporary resident either as a naka-work permit or nag-aaral ka student. Papakita natin nasa nung basehan yan ha. Hold on. Kasabihin nila, hindi totoo, no? Hold on. Ay, malitong napuntahan ko ano pa yan. This one. Yan. Pwede nyo rin itong hanapin, okay, sa canada.ca. Work temporarily as a caregiver. Of course, you are going to start, kung ikaw ay siguro naghahanap from from without an employer, talagang temporary caregiver muna, no? Except if you're applying for the PR on arrival pathway, okay? Hold on. Ayan. Sa
So,
Lamia lang po to, no?
yes, who can
This
apply?
Yan. Who can apply? Sige, Miss G.
Oo.
Explain mo naman.
So sabi nga niya, no, you are currently outside Canada and you'll be working in Quebec. So
Yan.
pwede siya kung nakakuha kayo na employer that is based in Quebec, pwede siya through the LMIA route. Pero kung
Quebec
nasa
lang.
ibang provinces kayo and territories, may employer kayo doon, sabi nila meron silang ready LMIA or pwede silang mag-apply ng LMIA para sa inyo. Unfortunately, hindi mako-qualify kayo, no? Makikita niyo result noon pag nag-apply kayo ng work permit. It will be refused or rejected. I always say, and please remember, sa LMI application, it is the employer that is being assessed. Wala pa doon ang worker, no? So it's possible na lumabas talaga ang positive LMIA, but it is not a determination na maa-approve ang work permit nyo, no? Kasi yung LMIA is only a piece of document na gagamitin nyo to apply for a work permit. So pag nag-apply kayo ng work permit, for example, as in wala talaga kayo experience as a caregiver plus the fact na nasa labas kayo ng Canada, no, mare-refuse ang inyong work permit application.
Yun.
Hmm,
Okay, that's clear. Pwedeng
yes.
makakuha si employer, not necessarily na ma-approve naman yung
Mm-mm.
iyong work permit. Okay. Again, guys, pwede lang yan pag kayo ay nasa Quebec. Mabibigyan kayo ng Lamia. Tapos, ito yung number 2, who can apply? Ito na yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina, Miss Gio.
Mm-mm.
You're
Yeah.
you're currently in Canada and one of these applies to you. O, tingnan mo. You have a valid study or work permit. Okay, isa dyan. So, ang kailangan nating i-stress. Who cannot apply? Okay. Number 1, you're applying for a work permit from outside Canada through the Temporary Foreign Worker Program, and you plan to work in a province or territory other than Quebec. So, clear. Okay, kung ikaw nasa labas ng Canada, gusto mo magtrabaho dito, except Quebec, hindi ka po pwede. You're applying for a work permit at a port of entry. Hindi ka pwede. And eto, mahalaga to. You're in Canada as a visitor, you cannot apply. Yung iba kasi iniisip, pwede ka mag-transition from visitor to Lamia. Parang ganyan, work permit. Hindi po pwede. And Ms. G, alam mo, nagkalat pa rin yata sa social media ang mga ganyang sales talk na pwedeng gawin.
Yes, oo. So, nakakita rin ako ng post na ganyan, na successful work permit from visitor to LMIA caregiver work permit, something like that. No, I would say don't easily fall for that. No, so we have to follow the immigration policy na existing. So meron mga ganong pangyayari, I would say, so sabi ko nga ang mga visa officers, tao lang din yan. No, may nagkakamali rin talaga. No, but it's not a guarantee na okay, nakita ko tong post na to, I'm gonna do the same thing. It's not a guarantee na ma-approve din ang inyong work permit application. So might as well follow the rules.
Correct. Baka magka-problema pa kayo later.
Exactly. Oo. And
So,
Ms. Mila,
go ahead.
though not officially announced, no? So, but according to Gazette, mag-o-open pa sa year 2027 ang application for a caregiver from outside Canada. So, another option siguro na pwede natin ibigay dun sa ating letter sender, gusto yung mag-transition into caregiver, for example, mag-apply as a student, then later on transition sa LMI supported work permit.
Oo.
That's
Pero, I think one of the biggest concerns niya is wala talaga siyang employer. So, pwede rin yun. Ito naman pag-usapan namin, Ms. G.
Yes,
Wala siyang employer. Are job postings for caregivers available online? Saan makakahanap ng reliable postings ng mga naghahanap ng caregivers?
Yeah, so we do have number one, of course, the job bank. No,
Mhm.
most of the jobs there, however, not 100% are trusted. No, but then job bank, I can still recommend that.
Okay.
Each and every province, they do have their job portal. Like for example, sa BC, meron silang Work BC
Mhm.
portal. No, Indeed, Monster.ca. So those are reliable or trusted platforms na pwede sila makahanap ng employer. So they can also join professional groups on LinkedIn or probably mas okay pag Facebook, no, for the caregiver. And believe me,
Mhm.
there are lots of groups, private groups or public groups there na sinashare nila yung experience nila, how they were able to find an employer. No?
Oo.
So, attend din kayo ng mga virtual or in-person job fairs or
Mhm.
webinars. So most of the time hosted yan by Canadian employers. So and typically arranged then by the Canadian Embassy in Manila
Mhm.
or kung nasaang country man kayo. I shared in the past, I did have a friend na sabi ko lang sa kanya, okay, there is a job fair sa embassy sa Manila and she's a nurse in the Philippines and then nag-attend siya dun sa job fair na yun and she got a job and now she's here in Canada. And
Oh, okay.
so ano yun, mga legitimate job fair. So specifically, pag yun nga, arranged by the Canadian embassies or consulate. Another one, mag-connect kayo with licensed immigration consultants. Make sure na they are licensed and listed at College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants or CICC.
Okay. Eh kung nasa Pilipinas sila, Miss G, I think maraming mga kumpanya na nag-aalok, mga agency. Sige, kami
Mhm.
maghahanap, ganyan. Anong mga red flags na dapat nilang bantayan? Kasi baka marami ding nabibiktima, baka hindi pala totoo, no? Magbabayad ng pera. Kunyari, hahanapan ng employer, tapos wala. Nagbayad.
Oo. Yeah, so beware kayo dun sa mga recruiters na nag-a-ask ng upfront payments, no?
Mhm.
And remember, recruitment fees to be paid by job seekers are illegal. Illegal yon dito sa Canada. So, siguro tatanungin nyo, bakit po yung immigration consultant ko nag-charge sa akin ng fee?
Mm.
No? So, binigyan niya po ako, hinanapan niya po ako ng employer. Bakit po siya nag-charge sa akin ng fee? So balikan niyo po yung service agreement niyo with a
Okay.
consultant. No? So if you are being charged a fee sa recruitment or sa processing ba ng work permit niyo, so magkaibang services yon.
Okay.
So
Recruitment versus processing?
yes, immigration application processing, no, or like let us say work permit. So, balikan niyo yung service agreement niyo. Don't work with any consultant na hindi nagbibigay sa inyo or magbibigay sa inyo ng service agreement. No?
Okay.
So, if anything goes wrong, wala kayong agreement, talo kayo doon.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So,
So,
ano pa, Miss G? Sige, baka meron ka pang share.
oo. So ethically, if ever the consultant is providing you the job, so it should not be mandatory na sila ang magpo-process ng work permit nyo. And however, in some cases, to protect ang employer, like for example, in my practice, to protect ang employer, I have to make sure na tama ang work permit application. So highly suggested na same consultant ang mag-process ng work permit. But it is not ethically na like sabihin na okay, mandatory, I will look for an employer for you and at the same time I'll process your work permit. No, it
All
should
right.
be an option.
Okay. So, pwedeng isingil yung processing fee. Tama ba ako, Miss G?
Recruitment fees, hindi pwede. For
Okay.
example, kasi masasabi mo ng recruitment activity yung nag-post ang consultant ng job. And then they interviewed you and connect you with the employer. It's a form of recruitment na. No?
Okay.
Um, Hindi kayo pwedeng ask ng recruitment fee by just connecting you sa employer for a
Oh,
job.
okay.
Pero ang consultant or ang immigration consultant can charge you for a fee for processing your work permit.
pag okay na, no?
Oo.
Nagkasundo na kayo nung employer mo
Yes.
halimbawa.
Yeah, but that is an option. Now, it is not mandatory for the employer kasi nabayaran yung work permit, professional fee, or even the
Okay.
government fees. Yeah,
Okay.
but the employer is, it's mandatory for them to pay yung LMIA fees.
Okay.
Yung work
Okay.
permit, hindi nila sagot yan.
Oh, ayan na. So, unfortunately, sa ating letter sender, mukhang hindi ka pasok sa no, who can apply dahil ikaw ay nasa labas ng Canada. May nabanggit ka kanina ulit, Miss G, yung sa 2027. Ano ulit yun? Mag-o-open ang?
Yung Home Care Worker Immigration Pilot program. So sabi nga, open pa lang siya as of now, even for the year 2026, para lang dun sa mga nasa inside Canada, na meron silang worker status. Yung sa mga katulad ng ating letter sender nasa labas ng Canada, wanna come through the program. Unfortunately, by 2027 pa mag-o-open according to Canada Gazette.
Okay. That is for PR on arrival naman yun, ano? Hindi yun Lamia. Oo,
No,
permanent
not
resident.
yeah.
Okay. So, yun lang naman guys, ano? I hope that clarifies things. Ngayon lang din ako naliwanagan tungkol dyan, sa totoo lang. So, as always, thank you so much, Miss G. If you have more questions, yan pong kanyang email sa baba ang pwede ninyong kontakin. Ayan, sa GHV Immigration. Okay, so that is it. Miss G, thank you so much. We will end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Thank you.